Thank you for purchasing a pair of half panels from First Step Solar. Let's get started using the sunshine to make electricity. In the kit's box, between the solar panels, is a cardboard template we will use to position your panels on the roof. Facing the arrow on the template toward the top of the roof, place the template where you would like your first panel to be. Use the shingles to help get straight alignment. Next, take one of the mod mounts and peel off its paper backing. Point the arrow up toward the roof line. Place the mod mount in the template's notch, making sure to hold your template snugly and that the mod mount is aligned straight and tight in the notch. Use a 1/4 inch nut driver to drive 4 roof screws through the holes in the mod mount to the roof. There are extra holes in the mod mount in case one of the screws strips or otherwise does not properly screw down. Keeping the template in place on your roof, screw in the remaining 3 mod mounts, ensuring that they are straight and snugly aligned to the template. The butyl mastic adhesive will squeeze down with the screw, self-sealing it. Butyl mastic should ooze out the sides of the mod mount, and the rubber washers on the screws should be tight to the mod mount as well. The top of the solar panels are the ends with the electrical wires. These ends should be toward the roof line. Pick up a hook with its backing strip, nuts, and bolts. There are left-sided and right-sided hooks. You'll need 2 of each side per panel. Place the backing strip under the edge of the panel and feed the bolts through the pre-drilled holes. Place the outside edge of the hook flush with the edge of the panel, with the open end of the hook facing away from the top of the panel, and tighten down the nuts using a 7/16 inch wrench or nut driver. Take a 5th backing strip with its nuts and bolts and fasten the microinverter to the edge of the panel, just as you did with the hooks, fitting it within the panel frame. Press the waterproof end cap onto the open end of the daisy chaining wire connection. Slide a solar panel onto the mod mounts, making sure all 4 hooks are locked onto the pins. Using your template, install another pair of mod mounts. The second panel will use 2 of the first 4, so a total of only 6 are needed for 2 panels. Place the template against the 2 mounts you have already installed, making sure the template is tight at the base. If you see a gap, press the template tightly over until there is no gap. Install the last 2 mod mounts just as you did the first 4. Let's pause to look at the wiring from underneath. You will want to position the microinverter to be centrally located for a 4-panel array if there is any possibility of adding a second pair of panels. These panels are wired in series. You will be taking a male DC wire from one panel, a female DC wire from a second panel, and connecting them together. Then you'll take the remaining male and female wires and plug them into one side of the microinverter. The other side of the microinverter would connect to another set of panels. This connector will go to your house. This is where you would daisy chain another microinverter. This is a tool we provide to disconnect the MC4 connectors. If necessary, you would use its prongs to press in the locking clips so you can pull the connectors apart. If you're installing a second pair of panels, you may need to use the extension cable provided. Slide your second panel onto its hooks, making sure all 4 hooks are locked into the pins. Pull the panels up slightly and tip them forward to reach the wiring. Take a male DC wire from one panel, a female DC wire from a second panel, and connect them together. Then, take the remaining male and female wires and plug them into one side of the microinverter. Take the long cord from the microinverter and direct it down your roof. To wire on the waterproof locking connector, first separate the 2 halves of the connector. Slide the capping half back up its wire. Use a wire stripper to strip a 1/4 inch insulation from each of the 3 wires. Take the green wire and screw it to the connector where it is marked with the grounding symbol. Fasten the black wire to the slot marked L and the white wire to the slot marked N. Slide the connector cap back up the wire and click it back onto its other half. Tighten down the nut on the end of the connector. Slide each locking pin through the holes in the mod mounts until they are all the way through. Plug the connector into the wire coming from the microinverter. The other end may now be plugged into a dedicated electrical outlet. And that's it! You are all finished.